January transfer windows rarely unfold quietly, but even by those standards, developments around one of the Premier League's most sought-after defenders have taken an unexpected turn. With speculation building and assumptions hardening across the last few weeks, fresh information has now emerged that threatens to shift the entire direction of the conversation. What had appeared to be a familiar transfer storyline has suddenly gained a new layer of intrigue. And it could have significant implications as clubs weigh up their next moves before the window closes. Let's break this down in today's video along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. But first, Liverpool have been the subject of informal contact from Juventus as the Serie A giants explore the possibility of a January loan move for Federico Chiesa, just 17 months after the Italian left Turin for Merseyside. Despite the approach, there is currently little indication that Liverpool are prepared to sanction an exit. According to The Athletic, Arne Slot still views Chiesa as valuable cover across the forward line, even if his role this season has been largely peripheral. The 28-year-old has struggled to secure regular starts since Slot's arrival, making just his fourth start of the campaign in Monday's 4-1 FA Cup win over Barnsley. That appearance came amid a spate of attacking absences, including Alexander Isak, Cody Gakpo and Hugo Ekitike, as well as Mohamed Salah's continued unavailability. Even so, Chiesa has remained on the fringes, underlining the challenges he faces in forcing his way into Liverpool's strongest 11. From Chiesa's perspective, the timing is far from ideal. With Italy aiming to qualify for the 2026 World Cup, regular minutes will be a priority over the next 18 months. A return to Juventus would offer a familiar environment and the promise of a more prominent role, and reports in Italy have suggested the touring club are keen to strengthen their attacking options with a loan deal that includes an option to buy. Liverpool's position, however, is more rigid. It is understood the Reds would only consider an agreement that includes an obligation to buy rather than a simple loan, and sources on Merseyside suggest that even those conditions may not be enough to prompt a move this month. Chiesa opted to remain at Anfield last summer despite interest from Napoli, choosing instead to focus on rebuilding his fitness and fighting for his place. But the landscape has not shifted in his favour. Hugo Ekitike is now firmly established as first choice at centre forward, while Dominic Szoboszlai and Jeremy Frimpong are preferred options on the right flank, even in Salah's absence. With more than 2 weeks remaining in the January window, the situation remains fluid and could yet change if Liverpool receive a proposal deemed too strong to ignore. For now, Chiesa finds himself in a difficult position, short on guaranteed starts in a World Cup cycle, yet still trusted enough by Slot to be retained as an important squad option rather than deemed expendable. Whether that balance holds until deadline day remains one of the more intriguing subplots of Liverpool's January business. Now, January transfer windows have a habit of bringing unresolved situations to a head, and few now feel more volatile than Marc Guehi's. With the Crystal Palace captain approaching the final months of his contract, speculation has steadily intensified around where his future lies. What once appeared a relatively straightforward Premier League story, however, has taken an unexpected turn, one that could dramatically alter the balance of power in the race for his signature. Liverpool had long been viewed as well placed in the pursuit of the England international. A move to Anfield came close during the summer window, before collapsing late on, with the expectation that the Reds would either revisit negotiations in January or position themselves for a pre-contract agreement ahead of a free transfer in the summer. From Liverpool's perspective, the logic was clear. Guehi fit Arne Slot's defensive profile, was Premier League proven, and appeared open to a new challenge. That assumption has now been challenged. According to Sky Sports Germany, Bayern Munich have intensified their interest, with sporting director Max Eberl holding fresh talks with Guehi's representatives. Crucially, the report reiterates that the 25-year-old is expected to leave Crystal Palace on a free transfer this summer, a detail that immediately widens the field and raises the stakes for all interested parties. Guehi's availability has not gone unnoticed elsewhere. Manchester City are monitoring the situation closely, particularly given their current defensive injury problems, while Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid have both been linked with a potential summer approach. Liverpool remain firmly in the picture, but the growing list of suitors, now including European heavyweights, has complicated what once felt like a manageable race. Bayern's involvement is especially significant. The German champions have developed a strong recent track record of luring Premier League talent to Bavaria, having successfully signed Harry Kane, Michael Olise, and Luis Diaz across the last 3 transfer windows. Each has adapted quickly and flourished, strengthening Bayern's credibility when pitching the Bundesliga as both a competitive and career-enhancing destination. For Guehi, the appeal is obvious: guaranteed Champions League football, domestic dominance, and a clear pathway to leadership at one of Europe's biggest clubs. For Liverpool, meanwhile, Bayern's late surge introduces an uncomfortable dilemma. Do they push aggressively now, potentially paying a January fee to remove uncertainty, or risk waiting until summer and entering a full-scale bidding war? What is clear is that Liverpool are no longer navigating the situation in relative calm. With Manchester City, Arsenal, and now Bayern Munich all circling, the landscape has shifted rapidly. Sky Sports' latest revelation has injected real jeopardy into the equation, and unless decisive action is taken soon, Guehi's future may be settled far away from Anfield. In other news, Calvin Ramsay was attracting interest from clubs in Scotland ahead of a possible January loan, but Conor Bradley's season-ending injury is likely to change plans. Ramsay has made a surprise return to Liverpool's first-team squad this season, coming in a campaign that has seen the 22-year-old finally establish a consistent level fitness. While a regular starter and at times captain of the under-21s in the early months, the Scot has now made the bench in each of the last 7 games at senior level. And with first-choice right-back Bradley ruled out for the remainder of the season, Ramsay can be expected to stay as part of Arne Slot's squad. That is despite plans having been in place for a mid-season loan, likely to his native Scotland, with under-21s head coach Rob Page explaining that was the intention back in November. Ramsay has spent the past 2 seasons out on loan, though found little success in any of his spells with Preston, Bolton, Wigan, and Kilmarnock. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.